So this guy's name is Steven.
Oh, let's start the podcast.
And
let's start the podcast.
oh shoot, yeah, I forgot.
Hold up.
The views and opinions expressed on this podcast should not be taken seriously. Jokes and comments are not meant to be taken up the ass. And no, you may not speak to my manager. So get back to not doing your job or homework and enjoy the Rolling Thick podcast.
Are you ready?
Rolling thick.
Hey, what is up, you guys? Welcome back to the Rolling Thick podcast. I'm your host. My name is Teddy.
And I'm Buns.
And welcome back. Hell yeah. Our fucking streak of 2 weeks in a row.
I know.
Yeah.
We'll keep it going now that I'm home.
I was excited about this one because like the video that I sent you for this topic, that was my second time listening to it. The whole 2 hours.
Really?
Yeah, so I was like, fuck, I fucking like even if they're not true, like there's no way to
They're
like
good.
to debunk them, I guess.
Yeah.
And there's like anyways, today we're gonna do 411s. Is that what they call them?
I don't know. I didn't know.
411 is like missing, like a missing person.
They're just missing people.
But
Just some.
mysteriously missing.
Yes.
I couldn't find the one I wanted you to watch. It was this family of 4.
Mm-hmm.
And they live in like a remote, like in the woods and shit. Like one house every 100 miles or some shit like that.
Oh, okay.
And they have cameras on their properties. Like this was back before like all that stuff was like popular, like normal to have, and like the footage is kind of like janky. But he had cameras on his property, right? And you could see like the family like packing a car to go somewhere, and then they start acting weird, like really robotic, like their mannerisms. And all of a sudden, like the whole family just walked into the forest, and they're never seen again. There was no explanation of where they were trying to go, or nobody knew like if they were gonna go on vacation or.
What was?
Yeah, like the
what
whole,
was going
like
on?
all the footage that they show, they just look blank. Like they're just walking around, like blank.
That is.
And then all of a sudden they just, not even together, just like eventually all of them go into the forest.
Go into the forest. Huh. Yeah, that's pretty.
That's
weird.
fucking crazy. They never found any trace, like any idea where they went. Like if one person went missing, I can understand like the odds of finding
Yeah.
like
But a whole
trace,
fucking family.
but like a whole, yeah, exactly. Like, but there's no evidence. It's weird.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. That's pretty weird. I know you sent me those stories and I listened to them. And
Did you listen to the whole thing?
no,
You just listened to
literally,
it.
remember, I listened to it and then I texted you and I said we need to talk.
Yeah, that was really bad. It's funny because I had sent it to you and I was like, start right here because I wanted you to hear that story specifically.
Yeah.
And then I kept listening to it. I was like, oh shit, hopefully she doesn't think, start there and only there. Hopefully she goes back after listening to this.
I didn't go back. And then you told me to go back and then I did go back.
Because I really knew those.
Then,
it's because the stories with the little kids, they get me too. Because it's like, fuck,
yeah.
like, why? Like, why the little kids? So I was like, hopefully she goes back. But you did it. You just texted me. You're like, dude.
We need to talk. I am not okay.
Sorry. Shouldn't have put a disclaimer or something on it.
Like, good time.
Do you want to start with the bizarre, or do you want to start with like the factual stuff that you have?
See, this one I have. Well, it kind of leads in because you're talking about like one person missing and like being like, it's just this one's interesting.
Okay.
And I think you'll find it interesting. So anyway, it was the guy's name's Steven. This was in 1978 near Lake Michigan, so far north. And he used to go skiing for like several hours all the time. So one day he went to go skiing and he hadn't returned. And so, like, the next day they called in a search party because, like, he was usually gone for hours. So I'm assuming his parents were like, yeah, we'll just call later. And so they called the next day to put a search in. They found his footprints. They went to the lake and then they stopped.
Did they go in the water?
No, so they stopped right at, I'll read what it says. It says they stopped right at the frozen water's edge. There was no sign
Oh shit!
of any markings on the frozen surface of the water, no signs the ice had been broken.
Like he fell
and
in
later,
and everything.
and later that day, they found his skis and backpack. But there was no sign of him.
Where?
Nothing.
They found it where though? Close to where?
But it didn't say.
Oh.
They just didn't find, there was just no other signs of him. And they called the search off, and you know everybody's like, it's the done deal.
Yeah, I
then-
can see where they went. Oh, he probably fell in the water. And-
But that's the thing. The water had, like, the
Yeah, it was
ice hadn't
frozen.
been disturbed or nothing.
I know, but
Like,
I can see where that's like the most logical thing.
oh yeah, logical. But there was no, like, nothing to indicate that. Like, I've been on a frozen lake. Like, if it breaks, you can tell it's broken and refroze.
Yeah, and
Like,
refroze. Yeah.
and
I
then
can
you usually can see signs. But then May 1979, so a whole year and some months later,
Oh shit!
he showed up on his parents' doorstep.
Shut up.
Yeah. And
What
so
the-
they were like, where the fuck have you been? He doesn't have any memory of where he'd been.
For the
He
whole
awoke-
year.
For that whole year and some months, he literally woke up in a field. It was a place called Pittsfield, 100 miles from where he disappeared.
What the fuck?
And it's about 40 miles away from his family home.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is he was wearing clothes that weren't his, and he had like a bag of maps that he didn't understand, like why he had
What
them.
the fuck? I want to do a podcast about this theory where our bodies get hijacked.
Yeah. And then he
What the fuck?
so yeah. So but then people were like, they wanted to do interviews, they wanted to, like, people were like trying to get him to talk about it, see where he'd been. And people wanted to do like hypnosis on him to help him, like, remember.
Yeah,
And the
recollect.
dude was like, you know what? I don't have any psychological problems with this. I'm cool with not knowing what happened.
Sometimes,
wanna know.
sometimes that's probably for the best.
So he literally lost an entire, like, year and a half of his life. Well,
Okay,
not a year and a half, but
but
like
he
a year
didn't-
of his life. And just, poof, he was gone for a whole year.
But he
And
didn't
just-
talk. He didn't talk about like what he thought when he first woke up, or like how
He didn't want to talk about none of it.
Nothing. How long did he
Nothing.
say? How long it took him to get home?
Well, he was about 40 miles from his family home.
But the weird part for me is that nobody saw him anywhere.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, he literally,
for
they
a
found
year.
his footprints going one way, stopping at the edge of a frozen lake.
That fool
and
got
then-
abducted. There's no way he did it.
And that's it. Yeah. So that's what I was like. What fuck?
But the clothes that's not his is weird.
Yeah.
It's oh my god! But why the maps? That
Yeah.
means
And
his.
what kind of maps were they? Like, were they just random weird maps, or were they like maps of, like, Texas? Like, I don't know.
Fuck.
I thought you'd like that story.
That is because that's fucking crazy. I wouldn't know what to do if I would like to lose that amount of time.
I know, like, you have to sit there and wonder, like, do you want to be like, would you want to go under
I don't
treatment
think
to try
I
and
would.
remember?
I don't think
or
I
would
would.
you be like, you know what? I'm okay not knowing how I was violated for the past year.
I don't think I would want to know. That's a good. You're right. I think I would think about it like as soon as I woke up. Like, what the fuck?
I think he knows to some extent, and he knows if he finds out more, he'd probably get abducted again.
Probably.
And they wouldn't let him come back.
Like, fuck it didn't work. You guys, we gotta get him back.
They'd be like, nah, he can't. He'd know too much.
Fuck. That's crazy though, because I've heard of people losing time, but not a whole ass year.
Yeah. That's just...
Not a whole ass year. Like that's a lot.
I
of
mean,
ass
the
time.
70s were an interesting year, so maybe...
Yeah, fuck.
But yeah.
Imagine being his spouse, thinking he was gone, kind of moving on,
And then he just shows up on the
And then he
doorstep.
shows up.
I'd kill him.
What?
Like, that would be
Double Jeopardy, homie. You're already dead.
You weren't dead yet, but you're gonna be dead now.
That's funny. Fuck.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of things can happen in a year.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He just lost the whole. That's just weird.
That is weird.
And then the next one I have is also weird. Like, it's kind of like this too, but not as bad because it's not like a whole ass year. No, this involves 2 people, and it's actually a more recent one. This one's from 2012.
Okay.
And it occurred in the Ozark Mountains here in Arkansas. And so a brother and a sister, Eddie and Linda, they went out hiking in the forest. You know, everybody goes hiking in the Ozarks. They're beautiful mountains.
Yeah.
And so Eddie came back alone, claiming that he left his sister at a relative's house. So it seemed weird. And, oh, mind you, these people are like in their 50s. Like, they're not kids. So when it was discovered that the 50-year-old woman wasn't at the relative's house, he claimed they went, I think they called the search. I got confused. Oh yeah, so they organized the search to find her. Mm-hmm. And Eddie was like, he didn't have any memory of what happened. He was confused and disoriented, going like, I don't know. Like, I don't understand. So then, you just said you dropped her off. So they organized a search and they found her. But she was like shocked and really weird and didn't like understand what was going on. So she claimed that her brother was injured and she left to go get help.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And so while she was trying to find help, she was walking through the woods and she said she came across these other hikers, and every time she tried to get like their attention, they would act like they weren't able to hear her and she couldn't call out to them. And they were like, she would witness like shadowy figures, like watching her from the trees and bushes. And then the next thing she knew is there was a search party calling her name. So her brother returned home saying that he left her at a relative's house. She was wandering through the woods trying to get somewhere because she thought her brother needed help. But they started the hike together.
What the fuck? Okay, so hold it. So they leave together.
Yeah.
They both, none of them deny that.
No.
And then at one point, brother either fabricates or remembers incorrectly that he left his sister with the relatives. Does a relative?
Yeah, no, they called the relative and realized she wasn't there, and that's why it didn't.
So the relative was like, "Nah, these fools didn't come through."
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so the brothers either fabricated it or he himself had an experience like her, but he ended up going home and she ended up staying in the forest. Yeah,
and so it's like they gave them both 2 different memories. Yeah. Like something got...
No, because it's going to look weird on the brother. Like, why the fuck did you say that? He has no real reason or excuse to make us believe that that's what he believes. You know what I mean? Like the girl, she can say anything, and even if we don't believe her, we can't prove her wrong.
True.
But with the guy, all you gotta do is confirm with the relative, like, nah, this fool's gonna come through, and now he's a liar, and now he's a suspect. He's being hella sus with what's going on. It's harder to believe him than it is to believe her, even though she went through some crazy shit.
But that's the thing that they're saying is that, like, he actually didn't have any memory of what happened, and he was also confused. Like, you know, like when you're waking up from, like, anesthesia, and you think things that happened and didn't happen, or even when you're, like, dreaming. Like, we talked about this, I think, when we had Mythic on the podcast. Yeah, when you're in that limbo of waking up, and you think things are happening that actually aren't happening.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if he was like in that state where he legitimately thought he left her at a relative's house, and so he went home.
But that's a crazy thing to like formulate because he wasn't
Well,
anywhere near. Like for her, she's like, "Oh, I saw things in the forest." Well, that makes sense
Yeah.
because you were in the forest.
No, I didn't.
But like he's just like, "Oh, I left her at the house." Like, but you were at a forest. Where did you
You
come
were in
up
the
like?
forest. Like, yeah.
Where did you come up with that?
True.
Like, you mean? Like,
And then
it's,
she thought he was hurt.
was
and
he
she
hurt?
left. No, that's the thing.
Fuck. I want to hear what. I want to know what happened in her mind. How did he get hurt in her mind? Like, what happened? Like, were they attacked? Did he fall? Like, in her mind.
No, the story didn't explain all.
I know that's
that.
what I'm saying. Like, that's the
Story.
things that I would be like, okay, what happened with you? Like, separate them. What happened with you? Okay, me and my brother went hiking. A fucking lion
We
came out, took his
need
leg.
a room with a board and some red string.
Some red string. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I hate when these news articles they don't care about like the things
Yeah,
I
like
care
the
about.
important questions.
It was just like these fools they went missing, and we found him. And I was like, okay, but what the fuck? Question, Your Honor.
The end. All right.
Yeah, like
Wrap
what
up
the
the podcast. We're done.
Like-
They've been found. Sorry.
like the whole interesting part. Like they didn't even try to dig into it. Cause my
My
question.
guess is that they didn't. Like there was no. There
Yeah.
was nothing to add. Like they couldn't answer any questions.
It's because, like, she said he was injured. My question is, how did he get injured? Well, he's not injured.
Yeah.
No. You said he was
Oh, I
injured.
see what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Said he was. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what
how
happened?
did he
or
get
what
injured?
did you think happened?
Yeah. Exactly.
What led you to believe?
They just wait. Oh, but he's not injured. Okay, cool. What's next? No, because like she probably has like a sick ass story about like how fucking dinosaur came down, took his leg, and she ran off. I'm gonna go get help. And she fucking booked it. She ran over to a bunch of shadow people and nobody could hear her 'cause she's in REM or whatever.
Let me Google it. See if it's more.
I don't know. Just like the guy who went
Okay.
like the first story, like he's like, nah, I'm not telling nobody nothing. I didn't see shit, all right? Like, fuck
Let me
you,
see.
dude. He should have wrote a book at least. That would have been.
I don't know. Okay, so she was actually missing for 5 days.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
Imagine. But how long does she? Oh fuck. You're not gonna know. How long does she? How long does she think she was missing?
I'm reading. I should have. See, this is the research we should have done, but I didn't.
Well,
But
you-
I was like,
it's
it's good.
'cause
I
you-
got the story. We're good. No.
Yeah,
Teddy's got
you're-
questions.
you're-
Teddy's got questions that need answers.
You're the detective. Like he's not hurt. Okay, move on.
I'm just like, okay, cool story, bro.
She's
Let's
like,
keep going.
I left my brother in the forest. He needs help. He's right here. Okay, then. Never mind. Disaster averted.
He told a friend that he had got lost and he thought he saw her safe on a porch. Oh, okay. So according to this news article, he told a friend that he and his sister had gotten lost and that he thought he saw her safe on a family member's house, like on the porch.
Okay.
And he was like cool with that.
Again.
And then-
Again. If I thought one of my siblings was missing, and I'm going,
Like, oh, I see them on the porch
I'm
way
going,
over yonder.
I'm going, like, where the fuck is he at? Holy shit. Oh, he's all the way over there? Cool. No. Hey, you good? You went missing for a little bit, you right? You right there? Cool. What did mom say? You mean like, like from far away? That. We're golden. Oh, that's so frustrating.
So doctors think that some of the berries that they ate while hiking and lost might have been toxic and caused them to become confused and hallucinate. What kind of berries? Asking for a friend.
Asking for science.
Yes. So yeah, that's our answer. Is that they thought that
They were
were
fucking high as fuck.
they were just high and.
Anyways,
lost in the
that's a great story though to have
I think
in your pocket.
aliens. I still think aliens.
5 days is high as fuck though. What kind of berries? And why wasn't the brother high as fuck for 5 days?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like both of them were. That's why they were both confused. That's why they got separate. That's why they like got mixed up.
Yeah, but okay. I
Asking too many
accept.
questions.
I accept closure. I accept.
No more questions.
Sorry. Okay. Those are good
Yeah.
stories. Those are great.
Thank you. I thought so.
I only have one,
That's okay.
and it's the disappearance of Lars mid tank. Lars,
I got like a
his
camera.
name, his middle name, Joachim. Joachim.
It's irrelevant, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyways, so his story I found a little weird because like the footage that they have of his last known whereabouts is really bizarre. So on the June 30th, 2014, him and 5 of his homies went to Bulgaria. It was his first journey outside of Germany. So they're German. The group, like they went, right? And they went like sightseeing, stuff like that. And fucking hold up. On July 6th, the day before they were supposed to return home, fucking Lars, hold up. Before they went home, they went to a bar, and they got into a disagreement they got to a disagreement with some people there about soccer or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he left like his wallet and stuff at the bar. They had like his
Okay.
passport and stuff. So when they were gonna leave, he couldn't leave because he didn't have the proper paperwork to leave. They weren't just gonna let him get on a plane without the proper paperwork.
Yeah.
And because of the altercation, because they actually fought, and he had like head injuries, they weren't gonna let him on the plane anyways, because of his head. They weren't severe, but they were like, dude, chill.
Yeah, you can't go on a plane
Yeah.
with an injury.
Yeah, so he stayed behind, and like the footage that they have of him, like going into the hotels, and because he had to get another hotel because he had to stay longer. So the day after his homies left, and that he was gonna catch a plane after the doctors okayed his injuries because he retrieved his paperwork from the bar.
Yeah.
And so he was acting paranoid. Like they were saying that he was being paranoid because of the altercation that he had. He thought that they were like following him or watching him or whatever.
Yeah.
And you could see him like in the footage, like kind of like being paranoid. Like he would like watch the corners and like he thought he was seeing people that were like following him or watching him or whatever. And on July 8th, he was supposed to hop on the plane and fly home to Germany. But he texted his mother. He arrived to the airport, and he went to consult the airport doctor where they released him to go home.
Yeah.
But the fuck? And he was being weird. Like the things he was saying, he was saying, I don't want to die here. I need to get out of here. And like while he was in the doctors and shit. And then he was supposed to go on the plane and go home, but he in the footage you could see him like running through the airport frantically, like if somebody was chasing him, but there was no evidence of anybody chasing him. Like usually when you're getting chased, you can see somebody like follow your
There's someone else.
like like in a cartoon. There's somebody else behind you, but there is literally like nobody following him, but he thought he was. And he got out of the airport and and he jumped the fence and he went into a forest, like the nearby like forest of the airport,
Yeah.
and he was never seen again. Like that was the last time that they saw him at all. Was like in the airport, and where he was running away, and they never found him. They never found any like trace of him. They never found like a
And
body.
he was in a foreign country.
Yeah, and he was in a foreign country.
Did he speak the language?
I don't know. What language do they speak in Bulgaria?
I don't know.
Me either. They speak English everywhere. Okay. English or Espanol.
Well, he was German, so
Yeah. They speak English in Germany, no?
well, yeah. But I'm just wondering, like, if he couldn't speak the language, he wouldn't be able to just like blend in.
True.
But if he spoke the language,
I know,
then
but
he'd
like,
be a little bit.
imagine,
but still.
imagine being that paranoid. You think his injuries had nothing to do with it?
Oh, definitely. I've worked with people that have like traumatic brain injuries. It can really like fuck you up. It can definitely give you a lot of mental. That's why like people that have been like in bad car accidents and stuff where they hit their heads, or football players even with too many concussions.
Yeah.
Like yeah, it definitely alters your cognitive abilities and your mental. I mean, you can, heck, just even emotional trauma can cause mental health disorders. So physical trauma to your brain can 1,000% cause you to be paranoid.
That's crazy because he left everything behind. He left his luggage, his wallet, his cell phone, his passport. And like all they have is like the security camera of him like leaving the terminal. And then like he wasn't even like running full sprint. He was like jogging. And then he climbed the fence.
I'm surprised no one was able to like stop him. Like you run through an airport this day and age. Like you said, it was like 2014, right?
Yeah, 2014.
Yeah, like airport security is like up there.
I know, but like if there's somebody behind him going, "Hey, where you going?" Like he just looks like
if you see someone like running and weaving through an airport.
I was just like, "Dang, he's about to miss his flight."
But then if he like leaves the airport, he's like jumping a fence. I'd be like, "What did that dude do in the airport that he's leaving?"
Okay, but
that quickly.
If someone's not already chasing him, and he's outside, I'm like, he got away. Good job, dude. You earned that shit. I don't know. I can understand your concern being at an airport in 2022, but if I were to see somebody running, like, first of all, I mind my business. Second of all, I would just think like,
my business.
This fool, like he's running late for something.
No, you don't seem to mind your business. I share stories with you, and you have like a long list of questions that aren't your business.
Okay, it's because it's whatever.
I know. I'm like, I don't know. For someone who minds your business, you have a lot of questions.
Yeah, and he was like he called his mom and he was telling his mom like they're out to get me, like they're chasing me, they're getting closer, but like the evidence shows like nobody was following him. Like,
I'm trying to look at like a map and like what kind of like wild animals live there, because he probably got eaten by one.
Fuck. Yeah, and like there's footage of him like pacing the hallways, all nervous like, and just like.
Because I don't even know where that is.
Looking out the windows.
Terrible at geography.
Hiding in the fucking elevators like at 1 a.m.
Oh, okay. So it's like, oh, that's a pretty. I mean, that's a big country. Considering.
That's crazy. It's crazy.
That is crazy.
John.
He
was 28.
Oh, so he was young too, huh?
Yeah, he was 28.
Wow. That is really freaking young.
It says right here, status. Missing. 8 years, 27 days. That's crazy. Imagine like what his mom would think. His mom is convinced that somebody chased his ass. There's no way they're there's no way they're gonna convince her away.
Like, have you ever had somebody call you paranoid? Like when call you and say, "Hey, fool, this is happening," and you're just like, "Nah, you're crazy."
Okay, but that's her son in a different country. Like, why would he be fucking with her?
Well, no, it's not like somebody's fucking like I've had.
Oh, you
I'm
think
not
you
gonna
think
say
like
any
she would
names.
feel like he's overreacting? Maybe.
Yeah, like I've
Yeah.
had people. I'm not gonna say names. Call me extremely paranoid that like this person's following me. I need to get out of here. This person's gonna come and break my door down. Like I've had people call me telling me that they've moved their furniture in front of their doors because they were paranoid that somebody was going to come over
I would
or like
hate to
come in their
be
house.
in that state of mind. That's so
and
frightening.
and like trying to explain to them and talk them down and explain like, no, you're fine, like, no one's doing that, or no, that white car is not following you, just keep making right hand turns. If you've turned 4 times and they're still behind you, then you have maybe be paranoid. um
That reminds me of
you
something.
know and or go to the police station, drive to the police
Oh
station and
yeah.
stop. If they're following you, they're not going to follow
Stop.
you
They're not
into the
gonna
police
stop at the
station.
police station. Yeah.
Yeah, like,
That's a good advice right there.
but when people are so paranoid and they're in that state of mind, they don't even care. They're like, no, I'm not going to do that.
Nah, fam. These fools are crazy. You
Yeah.
don't know them.
But when you're talking to somebody and if they can't rationally, like, if you're giving them rational things to do and they still aren't rationalizing
Yeah.
it, that's when you know that they're probably being irrational. So for her to, but again, when somebody calls you and they're in that state, it can be very convincing if you yourself feed off that emotion.
Oh yeah.
I could
can
see where his mom, like if my kid called me and said, this is happening to me, I'm being followed, I'm in a foreign country, and they're in a foreign country and they're already like delayed coming home, I would probably believe my kid and think, oh my God, and I can't get there to help them.
That's the part that would kill me. That I can't do shit.
And then they're gone. Like you gotta cling to that hope that somebody was chasing them and that
Imagine if she didn't believe him. Like if she had like
Yeah.
no sense of like, you're being stupid, dude. Chill. And now he's gone. Like fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
She has to carry that everywhere. Fuck.
So it's good on her for believing him, but the reality is he probably was going through an episode of psychosis
He probably was.
as a result of his
But something like
brain
that
injury.
would something like that like eventually like fix itself, or is he just gonna be in a state of panic for the rest of our lives?
I mean, it's hard to tell,
Because
but I know
he had
I know-
reasons for the panic
I know when I
paranoia.
worked I worked at an adult care facility it was mostly adults with disabilities, born that way disabilities. But then I did have a client who did have a traumatic brain injury, and that is why he was there, and he was never going to get better. Like he was always going to have that problem.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah, it was permanent.
Yeah, so I think to some extent therapy can help. Medications probably can help, but for the most part, he probably was going to always have some sort of like way of just being triggered into an episode of psychosis or paranoia. Like it would just take probably.
I
wouldn't take much.
wonder why the doctors didn't take that into consideration. Maybe. Like you're acting weird.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
it's a
MRI.
foreign country, and
True.
you don't know. Like again, we don't know what his language capability was or how to like
The
explain.
communication, yeah.
Yeah, and doctors are really good at gaslighting your symptoms.
I can
So,
imagine that.
Like, if you go there and you're like, I'm not feeling quite right, it's like, nah, you're probably fine. It'll be okay.
You're overreacting. It's not
Yeah,
even a big lump. Chill.
Exactly. So,
Like, nah, it's a fucking tumor.
like, nah, just your head's just got a little dent in it. You're fine.
Just walk like this from now on with your head tilted.
So, that would be my assumption. Is it was just like a lot of. He should have been kept in the hospital.
He
for,
probably, yeah,
like,
he should have been.
monitored,
This shit, like,
but-
you need to lay down.
Yeah, and but again, he was probably combative, and it was like, you know what, you can go home. We'll just get you on the plane. I know there have been instances in foreign countries where they literally just try and get you better enough to put you on a plane to send you home.
Oh, yeah.
And it could have been that type of situation.
It could
where
be
they
like,
really
just go to
didn't-
your plane. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, just go, and we'll let your country handle you.
Yeah, that makes sense too. I didn't think
So.
about that. But I wonder if he was like, these are the questions in my head. I wonder if his homies, if he was acting like that with his homies before they left. Like, dude, I think they're
Yeah,
following us.
you think his friends would have like noticed if something was off.
Yeah.
If he was like, but maybe he was naturally a paranoid person. Like maybe he already like suffered from anxiety, and so, and then you take your friends away, and then you're really gonna get paranoid.
True, huh?
So if he
Maybe
already
he
had
felt
like,
safe like with his homies,
yeah,
but
so he
now that
had
they're
his
gone,
homies, and then when he was like didn't have his homies, like it was like panic set in,
it's
and it
crazy
just
because
became,
his paranoia due to what happened, like at the bar,
yeah,
is slightly rational, I guess.
yeah, probably.
Because
He probably was really like worried, like I don't have any friends. I'm in a foreign country. I can't get home right now. I'm in this different hotel,
that's true.
and
I would have convinced. I would have convinced one of the homies to stay.
I would have stayed if one of my friends was being forced to like stay
Yeah,
back. I would have stayed. Like, what kind of friends are like, okay, peace? Like,
yeah.
I mean, what kind of friends are those jerks?
Hi, Mikey. Yeah, I don't know. I would have looked at the homie like, "Fool, you good? No, I'm staying. I'll stay another day with you. Don't even trip."
Yeah, like
And
I
then
mean,
if
because
you
he was
started
probably had to
acting
be there for like
crazy,
another week.
I probably.
Yeah.
If you started acting crazy at first, I'm like, "Oh shit, they are gonna get you, dog." But then eventually, I'll be like, "Oh fuck, this was tripping."
Like, we need to get you some meds.
Some alcohol at least, yeah. Be like, dude, you hit your head really fucking hard, and you tripping.
Yeah. We gotta
Yeah,
get you
I
something
think if
good.
somebody would have stayed behind, I think he would have been fine.
Yeah.
I think he would
I
have been fine. Like a
definitely.
safety blanket, he would have been cool.
Yeah. I know I probably would have. I would have definitely freaked out. I already have like anxiety and paranoia. Well, not paranoia so much, but anxiety. And I would have definitely been not okay alone in a foreign country with a head injury.
Oh fuck, that's true.
My God.
And so it's crazy because like that case has been covered by like a lot of YouTubers and stuff like that. It's like a really famous one because like just his behavior and the way he like vanished into the fucking wilderness. It was crazy.
That's so sad.
I like how
All
these all had something to do with like the wilderness.
I know. The woods.
The woods are
I thought
scary.
they are. I used to I used to go hiking all the time, and I do it now. Like, so I grew up in Alaska. Like, I think I've said that a couple times.
It's like a pretend.
But yeah, just a few. And so as kids, we had to take like these survival courses. Like that was part of our curriculum was survival courses.
That makes sense though, because it's so remote
Yeah.
out there.
Oh yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Like you need to know how to survive in the woods, and we would go and we would rain or shine. It didn't matter. We didn't cancel our field trips for a rainstorm. You know, you dress for the weather. You wear your rain gear.
That's cute.
Pants that are waterproof, coat that's waterproof.
Got my rain
Umbrella.
boots.
Yeah, rain boots. Like, you know, you come down to the States, feel like rain gear. What's rain gear? Like waterproof pants and waterproof coat. Like, look at you like you're weird. Like, that's not normal. Then, and we would like have to build shelters, and we would get graded on how well our shelter was, like if it was a survivable one or not.
That's
You
good.
know, like with sticks and moss, like all of it.
I made
And
mine
it
out
was
of mud.
great. And so, and even now, like if I go hiking, I'm always like breaking branches.
You're the
so that I can
resourceful
find
one.
so I can like find my way back, like in case I get lost. Like I'll break a branch, and then I'll break another branch. Like I just
Like
You just
Minecraft,
do.
only on the left side.
yeah. So,
That's cool.
but
That's a
I
good
mean,
skill to have, especially if you're like outdoorsy.
I'm not outdoorsy though. I stay inside all
Oh, no,
the
but
time.
you have
like,
kids,
Yeah, I know.
so you're
I
at.
know. When we were like
Forcefully
going, when we were
outdoors.
like going up on our vacation, and we were up there hunting for crystals. Doing like little crystal hunting in the forest.
You see
It
that
was just
amethyst?
I didn't go too far, so I didn't have to like break any branches. But I was like, man, I could totally get lost up here because there was no trail, there was no nothing. It was
That's the
just
scariest, probably to me.
my uncle. We like parked in this on this dirt road. It was near a campground, but we like parked on this dirt road, and he just like took us up. Like it literally looked like the middle of the woods. I'm like, but everybody's gone there because you can see like where other people have dug and found stuff, and I'm just like, I would have never found this place. You just walk up the side of this like mountain. Okay,
funny.
cool.
Fuck that. I want the
Yeah.
street. I want to hear cars drive by. Fuck all that.
Well, where we were digging, there was it. We probably weren't even 100 yards away from the road. Like we weren't that far away, but it was maybe it was more than 100 yards. It's like a quarter of a mile. Like
more
a
than
quarter
you
of a
remember.
mile. However long that is, I don't know. Like a quarter of a mile, half a mile away at the most. Not even. I walked up way further. But yeah, it was just
The forest is
survival,
scary.
wilderness.
'Cause-
Gotta be careful.
One of the stories that I saw repeatedly while I was doing this was like the staircase things where people find staircases in the woods. And
Have you ever found staircases in the woods?
nah, I've been
Neither have I.
in the woods once.
What?
Like
That's it?
like the woods. Like, cause here in California, like the woods aren't really the woods, because you're never more than a mile away from a street.
I don't know. I drove through like the Shasta Mountain. It's a lot of fucking woods.
Okay, in
Drove
Southern
through the-
California, right, too.
Drove through the redwoods. That was a lot of woods.
I know, but all you gotta do is walk in one direction for more than 3 hours, and
That's true, and you'll hit something.
yeah. But like the woods were like, it doesn't matter what direction. If you don't know what the fuck you're doing, you're dead.
Yeah, it's true.
And I remember we went camping. Me and one of my ex-girlfriends we went camping,
Mm-hmm.
and she wanted to go for a walk, and it was kind of late in the evening already,
Mm.
and we went on the walk, and then like it started getting cloudy, and it got dark as fuck, like dumb
Oh yeah, 'cause
dark.
there's no
like-
street lights in the
Yeah, there's
the
like
woods.
I never understood like how much like the lights affect like the world, because I was in the woods and we didn't even have moonlight because it was raining. It was like
Oh, you didn't
like
have nothing.
it was like drizzly a little bit because it was like a forecast came through and it was covering the moon, because the moon
Yeah.
was out. I remember seeing the moon, and we were by the lake, probably like 20 minutes from the campsite, and I was like, "Fuck, it's getting dark." She's like, "We gotta go now." I was like, "Really?" She's like, you see the clouds? We gotta go now. And I remember walking back, and like 10 minutes in, it just got completely fucking dark. You couldn't see like 2 feet in front of you. And I was like, "Is it really this fucking dark out here?" She's like, "There's no moon." I was like, "I know." She's like, "There's no fucking streetlights or nothing. Like, this is what it is." Like, I was like, "Fuck." And then like thunder would hit, and it was like fucking God took a picture real quick, and you see everything for like a half a second for miles. And I'm like, okay, well, that way. And then I don't remember how I don't remember like every exact minute, but I remember eventually we got there, and it was like,
And
My
like to
God.
order more lightning, please.
I was like, God damn! Like I turned on my flashlight on my phone because that's the only thing it was useful for,
Yeah.
and I still couldn't see more than like 3 feet in front of me.
Yeah.
The darkness just fucking eats the light. It's insane.
Those thunderstorms in the middle of the like
forest.
darkness though are like the best.
They are, but like when you scared,
Not when you're like not when you're scared.
when you scared, you thought you saw some shit, and there's no way for you to go. Did I? Because
Can you imagine
You gotta
like,
wait
seeing a
till
flash
God-
of lightning and then you like see a bear in front of you and then
Yeah.
the lightning's going like shit.
even the bear's like, did I just see what I saw? Did he see me?
Oh no.
You gotta wait for fucking God to be like, shh, 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 on his fucking camera.
You need more lightning, please, so I can run the right way.
Ah, damn. Yeah, but that should just like having that experience like in my pocket. Every time I was reading these stories of these people that went missing in the forest, like because it happens a lot in the forest. Like when people go camping and stuff, like it's really, it's not like extremely common, but
Yeah.
when somebody goes missing, they're like, "Duh, you're in the forest. You can
Yeah.
fucking go missing." Like I would just picture that in my head, like fuck, like it's about to get dark and these fools are missing. Like I understand, like a lot of people wouldn't understand the severity of that.
Yeah.
especially,
that's
like-
true.
Cause like a lot of people were like, oh yeah, it was like 2 days, 3 nights he was gone. Like what the fuck? That's insane. Like even like an hour, but that like nighttime is like a lot of hours. Like
Yeah, it is. I would not want to
that's
be
fucking
missing.
scary.
Yeah, I would not. I've never had an experience where I actually felt like I was missing in the woods. I've had experiences where I thought like I think it was my grandma. I thought she was missing.
Oh no.
Um, but they were, I don't know what you would call them. They weren't park rangers. Maybe they were park rangers, but it was, they lived basically like in this beach area, and it was their job to like maintain it, keep it clean, so like people could come to the beach and stuff. And so they
Yeah.
like kept it clean, made sure that kids weren't being ridiculous at the park. But it was a bunch of foresty woods and trails and stuff too. And they lived in their little trailer next to the beach.
I think those are
And
park rangers, right?
I guess they were park rangers. I don't know. Um, and they were, and like we couldn't find my grandma.
Oh
And
no.
this was before cell phones. Like cell phones were not a thing. Um, Landlines were very much in style. I don't even know if they did have a phone. But I don't know. We were running through like,
Satellite phones.
no, we didn't have I mean, they existed, but we didn't have them.
Oh.
Um, but yeah, and I remember my
Would you
sisters
guys
and
use a
I.
radio?
Yeah, actually, we did. Yes, as a matter of fact, we did.
That's cool.
So yeah, we would go up and look around, and I don't remember where she ended up being, but she wasn't missing. But we were
But you
like,
had that
I was
panic in
worried.
you.
Yeah, because it's,
Yeah.
it was rainy, it's cold. Well, it wasn't rainy, but it was like misty. It was always misty.
It's crazy when they say like, oh, he died due to exposure. Like
Oh yeah.
how weak is a human body that just nature takes you away? Like you know what I mean? Like your body isn't
Oh
built
yeah.
to be outside. Like that's fucking insane to me. Like every other
I know you
fucking being
think
in the
we didn't
planet.
used to have like homes. We used to live in
No,
like,
we always had homes. They weren't always like this, but there was like a
no, I
cave or a
know.
rock or something we built.
I know, but even those caves and rocks, like they didn't have like quality heating. Like it's just, I mean,
Oh
our
no, no,
survival.
we're spoiled now. But I'm saying like
Yeah, I know.
even like on a primitive state, we were building shit because we knew
And
that we
we
were
would
gonna
die.
die out here. Like that's insane to me. That like how did he die? Oh, exposure. Like what does that mean? Like it was just too cold. He fucking died, dude. Like there's a fucking raccoon right there with babies. He didn't fucking die. What the fuck? You know what I mean? Like
It's amazing what a little bit of fur will do.
yeah, it's insane. I don't know.
We're
Like
just a weak ass species.
fucking weak. The top of the food chain. We take away our house and we're fucked.
Basically.
That's insane. But yeah, these fucking stories that I sent you. You need to go back and watch like listen to the beginning because the back like the last like hour or half an hour it gets really gruesome. But like the first part, like he
I
just
think
talked
I did go back to the first part and listen from the beginning.
did because he was talking because he was just talking about like the rules that they set when you become a park ranger
Yeah.
and like a little bit of his experiences, but they weren't like because he was still like young in his career as a park ranger.
Yeah.
He hadn't really witnessed like a lot of the shit that they talk about towards the end. Like he was talking about like when people were like when kids go missing in the forest, they go missing faster than adults do. So adults will go missing, but that's because they went somewhere they weren't supposed to. Their phone died, and all of a sudden they're gone. But little kids, like you turn around and they're fucking gone. Like
Yeah.
they're gone and you can't hear them running or they're just fucking gone. And to
Yeah,
me,
they're-
that was the same because he was talking about a story about. He said it was on the news or whatever, but like this lady. She had this kid, with like a mental disability, and she turned around to do something in like 5 seconds, and then he went missing. He went missing, and she was frantic, and they didn't understand why she was so like I wouldn't say overreacting because you can't really call it overreact. Like your child is missing.
Oh, and she was just so upset.
Yeah, it's
Like,
just
or so, like,
yeah
quick
they
to just,
yeah. So, but she was like, you don't understand. He's disabled. He's disabled. Somebody took him because there's no way he ran away by himself because he's
yeah.
disabled. And they had the search party and everything, and they went through their steps. The dogs couldn't find like a scent, a trail, or nothing. And these dogs are amazing because they
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
and they couldn't find the scent. Like this is where he was, and now he's missing. Like dogs like he didn't go that way, he didn't go this way. This is where he was last. I always picture dogs like having human voices. We don't know. But like,
Yeah.
and then like, so like several months went past. I don't remember how many months, but about like a month or 2 months went by, and she came back. You know, and her other child went missing exactly the same way, where like
Oh.
she turned around to do something and he was fucking missing.
That's right. I did hear this.
Yeah.
I did listen to this one.
But her I think the one that went missing first, they found him. They found him, and he was like playing with like some sticks or something, and he was like in good shape, like if he hadn't been in the woods for the last month and a half, he was still like he didn't have any
Yeah.
scratches, he wasn't like wet, he didn't have dirt on his clothes or nothing, and because of his disability, the only thing they can get from what he was saying is that a fuzzy man was taking care of him. He's like, what happened? Like, where you been? She's like, oh, fucking fuzzy man, like lured.
Fuzzy man.
Yeah, and they were like, well, did he have like a lot of hair? He's like, no, he was fuzzy. Like, what does that mean? Like, like they couldn't
Yeah.
formulate it. And he started talking about how like other people had experienced the fuzzy man, quote unquote, the fuzzy man. And
Yeah.
somebody had said that he's like a shadow, but he's like, so like if you were to see me and I'm wearing like a black jumpsuit,
Yeah.
but instead of like my edges being like straight, like they're fuzzy, like they're like staticky or some shit.
Huh.
And it's hard.
Fuzzy man.
It's a trip because a lot of unexplainable shit happens. And to me, like the more people like, how do you say it? Oh fuck, I'm burning a blank here. Like the more people say it's true because they experienced it or they
Yeah.
like, the harder it is for me not to be like, oh shit, like that's not happening. But like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
all it takes is for it to be real one time.
Mm-hmm.
And like people have encountered it number of times. Just like I can't wait for October because we're gonna get into creepy stuff in October. But there's this when people go through sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
Yeah. They say they see shadow people, right? Like, oh,
Yeah.
we see shadow people in the corner of your eyes or standing in front of you. There's a specific shadow person that wears a hat, and they call him the Hat Man, and he's a shadow being. And there's like hundreds and hundreds of stories of this shadow man, and a lot of them are like, oh, you guys, they go on Reddit, right? Go, oh, I had an experience, this happened, and it's like, oh, dude, that's a fucking shadow man. And they're like, what are you talking about? He's like, oh, like here's some links and stuff, and like the person that experiences had no prior knowledge of what the Hat Man was. They're just sharing their experience, and lo and behold, there's hundreds of other people that have experienced just the same thing. You know what I mean? And along with that, there's this I'm gonna look it up and send it to you. There's this person, like so they say that you can't make up faces.
Yeah.
That if you dream a face, you've seen it somewhere.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of reports of people having this dream about this man that they say that they've never seen before. And this man it's nothing. It's nothing like nothing bad or scary or like weird. But this man, he gives you advice in your dream. Like you're having a dream, and he comes up and you guys talk, and he gives you advice about stuff that's going on. And people have drawn this man, and there's hundreds of pictures of this drawing, and it's the same fucking person. It's the same fucking face. And it's like the same type of dream. It's not it's never malicious, it's never like fearful, but it's always like this man comes and he talks to you. And it's a fucking trip because how can these people like be like, fuck, I saw this man in my dream, I'm gonna draw him, put it on the internet. Oh yeah, we know there's hundreds of thousands of people hear their drawings. And it's the same fucking person.
Yeah.
Like I would be like, what the fuck? Like what just happened to me? Like, you know what I mean? I
have I always screw up his name. Reese. He says that his cousin grew up in the bush, and used to play Hansel and Gretel. Their mom would drop them off somewhere, and they would have to find their way home through the bush. Fuck? But he says there's no fuzzy man sightings.
That's insane. So, that is. I grew up in the bush. My mama tried getting rid of me, but we made it home every time.
We made it home.
Mom was just like, damn it.
I like how they gave it a name. It's like that's called abandonment.
Abandonment. That's called borderline a felony. That's funny.
If my parents dropped me off in the middle of the woods and said, find your way home, I'd be dead. Like
my uncle had a cat in Mexico that always shit in his shoes. The cat would shit in his shoes. And one day he took the cat and he left him out in the fucking meadows or whatever. Yeah. And when they got home, like they did other stuff after that. When they got home, the cat was already home. He's like, what the fuck? He was like, dude, he shit in your shoes. He's gonna get home wherever the fuck you leave him. He's gonna get home. And the cat, like, I just pictured like the cat just chilling, like, yeah, that didn't work.
If it were me, if that were my situation, I would have replaced the cat with a different cat so that they would take the wrong cat away. And I would hide my cat in the house. Like, it didn't work.
It was so fucking funny, though. My aunt was telling me that story. She's like, he couldn't get rid of my cat. Shit in your shoes.
Good effort. Good effort. What you gonna do next time?
It's a good try. I had a lot of fun coming home.
I needed a little walk. What took you so long?
But I feel like I want to go to the forest just to find a staircase. The guy was talking about. There's a lot of pictures online.
Okay, if there's anything I have learned, if you find a fucking staircase in the forest, don't fucking go near it.
Yeah, no, that's what they say, but like,
why would you want to find that? That's like, I hope that I never find a staircase in the forest.
No, I'm not saying, I'm gonna go fucking build the slip and slide on the staircase. What I'm saying is I want to see it and be like, oh, fuck, they're real, and continue on with my day.
No, I'm gonna go build a slip and slide. I'm gonna go bumpy boo down those stairs.
Just get a piece of cardboard, just down the steps.
Yes. Best camping trip ever. Oh my god, my hand. Where'd it go?
Oops.
Damn it. Staircase did it again.
It's crazy because like the stories he was telling, like some of the disappearances, that they will find them like hundreds of miles away from like where they were missing. And like their body hadn't been dead for that long, but they've been missing for weeks.
The one that really tripped me up, besides the one that I like actually texted you and said I can't listen to this anymore. The one that tripped me up was that little boy that had only been missing for like a few hours.
Oh. And they found him on the staircase, right?
They found him like at the bottom of the staircase, and he was like, you couldn't tell that anything had happened to him, but he was dead.
He was dead. Yeah.
And the
Okay.
autopsy, he just had holes in like every organ.
That one was a trip.
But there was no damage done. Like everything was pristine condition.
Yeah, there was
He
no
just had like
there was no external damage of
there was no external
any
damage. There was no sign of like anything
entry of
going
any
in
tool or
anywhere.
nothing. Yeah.
And but they had like these perfectly cut circles through every organ except it was like its heart and lungs.
Yeah, something like that. So it's a trip because that means he stayed
And he
alive.
was only gone for like a few hours.
Yeah.
And then he was just gone. And I was just like, that would fuck me up.
The thing that put the cherry on top about that story is that he was at a staircase.
Yes.
Like they didn't find him like in the shrubbery, or he was like sitting there. And he said that he was sitting there like he was holding his abdomen like in a fetal position.
He was just curled up in a little ball.
Yeah, like he was in pain.
Like how a kid, like he was in pain, yeah.
That's so sad.
Like,
the kids' stories, even if they're not real, like they hit different.
Oh yeah, when you're, especially as a parent, you're just like,
yeah. Like the adults, I'm like, you shouldn't be fucking around, dude. It's a forest. Fucking stay where you can see. Know better. Fucking, oh my god.
Yes.
But like the kids,
go pee, don't go too far. But kids,
fucking pee inside the tent. Give a fuck. It's always a forest.
Abandoned. Chat says abandoned forest staircases aren't any riskier than regular abandoned staircases. I don't know about that. I don't know. If they're attached to like an abandoned house, it's probably okay.
If it's still
but
attached
maybe not.
to the building.
But I don't know. I don't ever want to come across any staircases.
I don't ever want to go missing.
I'm hoping I shouldn't ever go missing. If I do go missing, someone took me, I promise.
I don't ever leave my house. Why would I go missing?
If I ever go missing, it was not intentional. And someone find me and someone took me. I didn't get lost, someone took me.
That's crazy. The ones that trip me out too is where like the person like they experience lost time. Like the first story that you heard when I said it to you, like that's a fucking trip to me. Cause she was a park ranger.
Yeah.
And she was like in the middle of looking for somebody. Like they were in the middle of a search. And
that's right.
Yeah.
And then she became the search.
Yeah, and they ended up having to look for her because she went missing. She like separated from the group to investigate something that she had fucking seen or heard.
That's right.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, like, what she says she remembers is like, she's like, it got like really fucking dizzy, and she was like walking, and she was like taking out a weapon because she saw somebody, and she was getting ready to defend herself, and it was her fucking her commanding officer for the Rangers. She's like, "Where the fuck have you been? We've been looking for you." And she starts to snap out of it, you know. She's like, "What do you mean?" Like, she's like, "I've only been gone for like a couple hours, maybe." She's like, "No, you've been fucking missing for like 6 days."
I know,
that's crazy. And she's like, "I don't fucking remember anything."
Yeah. Maybe she ate some berries.
Imagine like, if I were to lose time and I'm just at home, like fuck it, there goes 2 days. I don't fucking remember.
I've lost time.
Like, Wednesday already? That's tight. But like, if I'm in the forest, what a shitty fucking time to lose track of time.
Like, God, why am I so hungry?
Just fucking out of nowhere. Oh fuck! Last time I ate.
Wasn't that one where she was like gonna like, she was ready to like kill? She was gonna kill him. She was hungry.
That's what he said. She was saying.
Yeah.
But the way she remembers it is that she thought she was being followed.
Oh, okay.
And she was getting ready to defend herself. She was saying she was hungry, but
yeah, she like was extremely hungry, and so she was gonna like kill him because she just needed to eat.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, can you imagine
it's
being
crazy,
so
like,
hungry that the first thing you think when you see a person is, I need to kill them so I can consume.
There goes
flesh.
the sandwich right there. Hell yeah. It's a whole ass snack and a half.
Like, I'm hungry. You look tasty.
It's crazy that even like in a lost state of mind, your body's still like trying to tell you to survive.
It's literally like those cartoons where they like see people turn into like a hamburger or
It's the chicken.
a piece of chicken.
A fucking oven roasted chicken.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Oh my god. Yeah, those.
But I think it's if you have your phone on you and you go missing like in the city, like some people do. I would just go be like they got abducted. Like
Oh
I
yeah, I don't think
like
people ever go
kidnapping.
missing in the city and they're like not an abduction. Like you can't. A city, at least with, like you said, with cell phones now, you can't not.
Yeah.
Although I did notice something I didn't realize, and I don't know how long this has been a thing, but so I have a pretty like shit cell phone plan. It's a cheap ass one that so like my reception's next to nothing
I know
anywhere.
when you told me you run out of internet, I'm like, what the fuck? They still charge
Who runs out of
for
internet?
gigabytes?
Someone too cheap that does not buy
I'm just saying. I didn't.
data. I know. I'm cheap. There is an unlimited plan, but I don't want to pay for that. It's like $30 a month. Like,
That's what my mom
no.
said. I'm home all the time. Why the fuck would I need data for?
Even when I'm not home all the time, I don't need data. If I just stop scrolling TikTok, that would help me a lot.
It's
Um,
addicting.
but no, like when I was driving, I noticed now that there's certain places where there's absolutely no reception, but you can still make emergency calls.
Yeah.
And I don't know how long that's been a thing because the last time I drove across the country, that did not exist.
Yeah, you could
So-
still call 911. Even if
So-
you don't have even if you don't have like a physical
Well,
chip
no, it's
in
like
your
I
phone.
didn't have any like there was no signal,
Yeah.
but it would still let you call emergency.
Yeah. I don't know how they do
Like-
it, but they do it.
Well, my guess is that there's technically signal, but there's not enough signal.
There's not enough luxury signal, right?
Yeah, like they don't want to like block it up.
But you know what
I
that
guess.
means? That just means they keep track of you regardless of where you're at.
Oh yeah, I know. It's fine. If they're gonna make sure I don't get lost, like I want to be home.
Or,
I don't wanna
or
get
they're
lost.
plotting your disappearance.
like I appreciate that I can call for help.
Especially
Especially since I was traveling alone with my two kids. Like I like that I could, even though I didn't have service or even signal for that matter, that there was still the ability. The only place that I didn't have it that freaked me out was when I was driving through, like I said, the Shasta Mountains.
Oh, yeah.
Going to see my friend in California. There was no. I'm like, why is there no emergency signal here?
all of
And
a
I
sudden,
talked to
it's,
her, and I was like talking to her about it because she says like a lot of times like it's just a little 2-lane, like a little regular
Yeah.
road, but very tight. And she's like, there's accidents all the time, and you have to drive 10-15 minutes to find somebody
yeah.
to get help, to like go call 911 or something. I'm like, man, they need that up here. Like they have it in the Redwoods. That's just an hour away. They can get up here.
Yeah, it's a trip.
But yeah, I mean, nah. If you're lost in the city, you've been abducted. You're probably gonna die. Like that.
Force 48.
Facts.
Facts.
Lost in the woods. I mean, hopefully
Wow,
you
that would suck so bad.
have the compass and know how to use it, and know which direction water is, and know which direction the road is.
Did you just say it nonchalant? Know what direction water is.
Well, yeah, you should look at a map and know, okay, the river's on the west side, or the.
Isn't there like a way
road-
to know, like the way the fucking shrubbery grows or some shit like that? Pretty sure.
No.
Pretty sure
I mean,
people went like,
there
damn.
might be. I don't know any tricks other than listening for it
Would you-
and knowing where you're hiking and
Would you
looking
climb
at a map.
Would you climb a tree? Like, is that
Have
advisable?
you ever tried to climb a damn tree? I can't even climb a tree that's meant to climb.
That's true. I'm just saying. Like for someone
If
who's more able-bodied than I, would you advise them to climb a tree to see where they're
Because
at?
you know what's gonna happen? You fall out of that tree, you broke your leg. Now you're getting nowhere.
No,
Which-
you hit double X at the way down and you fucking do a tumble roll, dude.
Double X.
Barrel roll.
Saves me every time. And if not, you should have some band-aids on. You'll be fine.
Exactly. Fuck, dude.
Uh,
It's crazy to hear like the people that go missing, and like there's if you go on YouTube, there's a couple of videos of like they're doing like a news report about how this person's missing, and they walk in frame, and the person that's missing walks in frame, and that's fucking bizarre to me because they had already been missing for X amount of days, and like, damn, we can't find this person. There's one where there was an elderly person who had like dementia, and he didn't know where the fuck he was. And they were doing a report on how he was been missing for like the last couple of days, and they can't find him. And it was kind of just like they were like kind of in the street that he was last seen or something, or like just like a street in the city that he lived in for like background. He walks by, and like in the middle of the report, like I think the cameraman or somebody behind him says, "That's him right there," and they go and they interview him. Like it's a trip.
Welcome to the interview.
Yeah,
Missing persons
and did you know you're missing? I'm missing.
do you know
Shit, we gotta find me quick, cause goddamn.
Story of the century, career breaking.
Yeah. Imagine, give that man a raise.
Like I found a missing person, doing a report on the missing person.
That's like what are the odds of this man doing a report on you, me missing, and then they find you?
Yeah, no kidding. That's insane.
There's like 3 or 4 of them that there are that scenario specifically.
That's when you go out and buy a lotto ticket. Like,
yeah,
that is a lucky day.
Shit.
That's a lucky day. So many.
What do you want to do the next episode on? I kind of want to do it on the what was I talking about earlier? When they take over your body?
Yeah.
Like when you lose track of time?
Yeah, like time loss.
But like things happen, like you're like, I've heard of people like they lose track of time and like their house is cleaned and like kind of like sleepwalking when you just randomly do things.
Okay, I need that in my
life. That's what I was gonna say. I need somebody just like.
I need to lose track of time and then my house just be spotless.
Spotless, and you wake up, your body's all tired. You're like, fuck.
Yes, I can 5-hour stream. Here we come. My house is clean.
You're being possessed by a demon. You leave a note. Can you please clean the restroom? I've been meaning to get to it, but sorry.
Can you please clean the house and cook me some food? And then
meal prep, 7 days meal prep, please.
And I hope you enjoy using my body. Thank you.
Please return before 6 a.m. I have work.
No, let them go to work for you. Let them go to work for you. Like
you're all fucking possessed at work. Are you okay?
Hey, if I get paid, if my house gets clean, and then I can just fuck off for the evening.
Oh, you know what that reminds me of? Have you ever seen a movie called What Happened on Tuesday?
Probably not, no.
Or What Happened on Monday or Friday? One of those. One of those days.
It happened one of these days of the week.
So in the movie, overpopulation has become really severe.
Yeah.
So they only allow you to have one child, and you have to register the child or whatever. And in the beginning of the movie, the man's wife dies giving birth to 7 kids. Seven identical daughters. He had 7 daughters, identical, and so he wouldn't have to get rid of 6 of them. He gave them. They all have individual names, but sorry. Their names are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? But they all share one identity. And growing up, they're like, okay, you can only go out on Monday. You can only go out on Tuesday. But they play the same person. And in one of the scenes, one of the girls, she goes out and she tries to have her own life or whatever, and she ends up losing a piece of her finger or whatever. And she comes home he had to take all his daughter's fingers off, the tip of his daughter's fingers off, because they're the same person.
They all gotta match.
Yeah, they all have to be the same person. So that's he was teaching them this is the only way, because if not, they're gonna be taken away and basically killed. And the movie is about what happens to the kids that can't be taken care of.
Yeah.
And they find out that they're fucking killing the kids or some shit. The fucking movie's tight, because all the girls are playing the same person.
It sounds sad.
It's sad when they find out what's happening. But it's a good ass
Oh,
movie. I think it's what happened on Monday.
Sorry, my speaker's like making weird squeaky noises. That was weird. Huh. What happened to Monday on Netflix?
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, so Peekaboo Bandit in chat says
It's a good
what
movie.
happened to Monday, so it must be on Netflix. I don't know if I'll watch it. I'll consider it.
It's a good movie. It's not like
gotta
gory or
decide.
nothing.
I gotta decide. Do I watch a movie or do I play video games?
Oh no, we're playing video games today.
Exactly. Are we playing after the stream? After the podcast?
Yeah. But yeah, so you want to do that?
If we can find enough stuff on it, yeah, definitely.
I'm down. If not,
We should.
what's another topic maybe? What's
Mm,
coming up?
Halloween.
August? Oh, I can't wait. It's gonna be great. You're gonna hate it, but it's gonna be great.
Why am I gonna hate it?
Cause it's gonna be spoopy as fuck.
Well, it doesn't have to be spooky. It can
Yes,
be
it
cute
does.
spooky.
Hell no.
Cute spooky's a thing.
Nah, and then it's gonna grow fangs.
Mm.
Oh, I have so many things I want to talk about. It's gonna be great.
So yeah, school's starting. School's
Yeah,
coming
we
up.
do school. Oh man, but it's so sad this year.
I'm so fucking pumped for school, dude. You have no fucking clue.
Fucking
I
bring
cannot
up.
wait to throw that kid into pre-K. I'm like, go.
I have both of them
When-
out.
When my first went to school, I'm sad because it's Elisa. She's in 5th grade, so it's her last year of elementary school,
Oh.
and that
Where I'm from, it's all the way to 6. They took
makes me sad.
the
and
year
then-
the year that I was in 5th grade. They decided, oh, we're gonna do 6th grade in elementary.
Oh.
So I had to stay another whole ass year in elementary. We were all puberty, going through puberty, all pissed with all these fucking little kids around.
Yeah.
We
no,
want to be
right.
with our own kind, all moody.
I'm pretty sure
stinking.
middle school starts 6th grade here, so yeah, I am really sad
Yeah, that's
that
what
it's
I'm
her
about.
last year in 5th grade. But when she went to preschool, but she didn't go to preschool very long because of medical stuff. But when she went to preschool, I was sad. Like I cried, she cried. It was a whole thing. She cried like every day. When it was so cute, I posted it on Facebook because I wanted to remember it. It came up in one of my memories, and I kept asking. I'm like, Elisa, why do you keep crying every time you go to school? She's like, I'm just gonna miss you. And then the next day, she was like, I have an idea. I know how to not be so sad when I go to school. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. What's that? And she's like, you just need to come with me.
Problem solved. Hell yeah.
I'm like,
And that's when you're like, nah, you need to get the fuck out of here.
oh.
Yeah, I can't wait to put my kids in school too.
So no, Elena on the other hand, I'm just like, dude, you are so ready for school and friends. Like,
That's cute.
I'm like, she's gonna just, I think, and it might also be because I'm older. Like when Elisa was going to preschool and stuff, I was only like, I don't know, 25, 26, first kid, all that. Now I've been there, done that, around the block a few times. I'm like, you need social skills and it'll be great. Go.
Yes.
Flourish. Be magnificent.
We
Like-
could do. Well, do you have like any interesting stories about school when you were in school?
When I was in school, I mean, we could probably like. Not really.
I have a couple. I have.
I wasn't that fun
Handful
in
of
school.
stories.
I was just a little like lonely nerd.
I remember this one time at band camp.
Yeah, basically, I was a nerd. I told you like all my stories.
We'll do one of those.
Yeah, we'll try and do the missing times, and then we'll fill it with back to school fluff.
For sure.
Sounds like a plan to me.
All right. We're like
What are we gonna
at
play after this when we
we're
wrap
like
it
at
up?
120. You have Apex installed?
No.
No. Can you install it?
Can I install it? Let me look. Really
I think it's only like 12 gigs or something like that.
Do I have it? Do I have to buy it? Oh, I have to buy it?
No, it's free.
Oh.
It's free.
Oh. There we go. Add to library. Okay, I'll install it, but I can't install it while I'm streaming. It won't work.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
But I can install it tonight so we can play later.
All right. We're gonna wrap up the podcast here, you guys. If you guys are listening to this on Spotify, Google Podcasts, or Apple Podcasts, you guys can join us live. We go live every Thursday night between 7 and 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock Pacific time.
8 o'clock Pacific time. Pacific?
Pacific.
8 o'clock Pacific time, okay? 8 p.m. Pacific time. We go live every Thursday night on over at twitch.tv/The Inside Network. And I think Bun's going to be streaming it now, too.
Yeah, just so we have 2 backups.
Okay. You can also watch it at Bun's channel at twitch.tv/Buns404. If you guys can follow us our social, you can follow Buns at Instagram at Buns404X or on TikTok at Buns404X.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's putting a lot of content on there now. Well, not a lot, but she's being...
I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Slow and steady.
It's hilarious. Go over there. You can follow me on Instagram at The Inside Net. Or you can follow me here at Twitch at twitch.tv/The Inside Network. Yeah. Yeah, remember, no one loves you. I love you.
Yes.
Just don't call me. Bye.
Bye.